You can't stay in business if you can't bid, right?
Right.
A lot of times in Pittsburgh they say, well, no one will help you. Well, this angel right here is here to help all of you with that process. She has her own company. This is Karen Denton. She has her own company. She's been in business. She knows what she's doing. And one thing I like about her, she gives back, right? Because folks will not help us.
Right.
And we'll never get ahead if we don't help us.
My name is Karen Denton. I'm the owner of KSC Enterprise LLC, doing business as KSC Commercial Cleaning Services. We've been in business for 11 years. I kind of wanted to do this with you guys because if you don't know how to bid, you can't get reoccurring clients. How do you guys do a walkthrough?
So
When you get a new account, what do you do when you go to a walkthrough?
you speaking on just commercial?
Say you have an opportunity today, and you got to go see the scope of work before you bid on it. What do? What's your first step? What do you do?
The proper way is to go meet up with the customer, measure the place, cause it's tricky when you do square footage, cause it takes the price up.
Right.
So, but you still measure, and, you get acquainted with the customer, cause you gotta get a feel of the customer, so you know what you're dealing with, and then you send out your proposal.
Okay, so first thing you want to do when you go to a walkthrough is listen. You want to listen to the client, hear their pain spots. Like, you'll go, every building has a contact person who has different pet peeves that they focus on. So you have to listen. And do you guys use a proposal format or anything? Okay, so you don't either? Do you have a service agreement?
I have a service agreement and I have my own, but I haven't used the one that you was telling me about, that helped me calculate.
Well, that one is a little pricey. I want to present and show you guys a different app that you can afford. It's only $49 a month, and it can create your proposal for you and stuff. But I just want to tell you guys what drove me to even do this, because
Can I ask a question?
yes.
When you said, when you go to do a walkthrough and, just to see the place that you may get, what do you mean by listen?
Because if you're doing all the talking, you don't know what the client needs.
So what does
So you have to listen. When you walk through the building, they say, yeah, we want you to do this and this, and we want you, you have to listen.
That's how you get the.
Because that's when you hear what their pain is. Because 9 times out of 10, everybody already got a cleaning company. They're switching or something for some reason. Or if they're brand new, that's an opportunity for you to build a relationship that they never want to go nowhere else. You know what I mean? But pricing is critical in bidding. And just to, let me go back to where I was going. The reason I want to do this is because I've been in business for 11 years. I worked in my business for 10. And I'm going to tell you, I made a lot of mistakes. Made a lot of bad decisions because there was no guidance for me. There was no mentors, there was no coaches, there was no nothing. I had to go out of state so I can learn what I learned, and now I want to bring it to you guys. All the stuff and all the contacts and all the stuff that I've learned. Because I'm going to tell you, when you start building a team, you have to make sure that you're bidding correctly so that you can win, they can win, and the client can win. You know what I mean? And in this day and age, what you used to charge last year or year before, our scale went up because it's bad out here, and it's just different. Cost of living went up. It's different. So I said that to say, because this would happen to me 2019, 2020. I bid it on a 135,000 square foot project. And I got the bid. Now I know why I got the bid. I underbidded it like about $20,000. And then the pandemic hit and people disappeared. So being that project was so big, and mind you, I have like over 30 reoccurring accounts. So my people were already positioned. I couldn't use them on a construction project. So I had to get people from an agency. Now an agency pays their people weekly. Plus you have to pay a little more for them. So that's what I did, but I had made arrangements with the construction company that they were supposed to give me a change order, which means they're supposed to give me some of that contract money in the middle of the project. And I did the paperwork, we did all the paperwork, submitted it, everything. I never got any money. And then while we were on that project, we jumped out of that project and did 3 other construction projects. That's 4 construction projects, right? None of them paid me for 6 months. Do you not know when you have a team of people who bills and their life and their family is in your hands? I go to any means necessary to pay my team when my clients are late. So before I go any further, let me say this. As you grow your reoccurring clients, tell them you don't take paper checks. Online payments only. Ain't nothing worse than going to the mailbox at your office or your home, or going to your mailbox every day looking for checks. It's the worst. And it's a waste of gas. Going over to my office every day, checking mail when I know my invoices are out. And then I gotta check every day because they still late from last month. So I gotta go every day. That's crazy to me. So effective immediately, I'm changing all my clients to online payments. Don't do checks. Because you will be waiting, your bills will be late, waiting on people's checks. And stress to them how, now what I put in my proposals, I put, must pay me up front because I need to cover my payroll. See, what happens when you work for a client for 30 days, then you invoice them, and then you waiting for payment. That's almost like 45 days. You can't afford that because you would have to have money on the side to cover all your stuff until we pay you. We don't, as a small business, we don't have that money on the side. You know what I mean? So you have to tell them that you want paid up front for the month. And trust me, it's not no big deal. Clients do it, it ain't no big deal. You tell them to pay you in advance. So every month you're a month in advance. See, what used to happen with me was when, say, if the account ended, they still owed me. No, let me be paid up when you guys change. So I'm saying that to say, like, I've got an app. I want to show you guys how it works. You can also make proposals so that you can look professional. And I'm going to show you how to use this laser measure so that you can measure sites. And the importance of measurement is not necessarily to bid off of measurement, but you want to take measurements. Say, you want to always prepare for future opportunities. For example, say you did this building. They just wanted you to do a general clean, but you take the measurements of the floor, so if the opportunity of a floor job come about, you already got the measurements. All you got to do is, I put that together because you already have everything. And actually, I just really learned that you should do everything on a walkthrough so that you're prepared if your client wants additional services. What else I want to say? The main thing with bidding is relationships. Like, you must build relationships. Like, some of my clients, we talk as if we're friends, but don't never take for granted and think that they really are your friends.
Right.
Because it's about business.
Mm-hmm.
They're not your friends. They might like you, they talk to you, blah, blah, but they ain't your friends. You miss a day, they want that money back, so they ain't your friends. So the key to that is, because say once you start, okay, let me say this first. When you do a bid, don't bid like it's just you. Because when I first started, I was doing the cleaning. So I would say, oh, I'll do it for that. No. No, because the moment you want to pull out and put somebody in your place, you can't afford to pay them.
Right. That's what I do.
Yeah, you can't afford to pay them. You always bid a one-person job as two. Because you're not, I mean, if you're planning on growing your business, you can't stay there. So you have to bid for as if it's two people. Don't do it as, because I did that. Mm-hmm. Don't do it as it's just you. Because at first you be so excited, right. Like, oh, I'm going to get this contract. Mm-hmm. And you be all, I'll do it for that. And then the moment you want to give it to somebody else, you can't. Because you'll be adding money to it.
Right.
Ain't nobody doing that.
Right.
Yeah, so that is very critical when you bid, especially, and I keep directing to you because you're new. Right. And this is the stuff that I didn't have nobody tell me, because see, when I started as a franchise.
What she got? You got
No.
Oh.
Yeah, no.
Oh.
She's looking to start.
Oh.
And see, I started as a franchise. And the franchise, they will give you accounts, and you have to build your own relationships, but you don't make no money. Because the same way you bidded that account when it was just you, that's what it looked like the franchise did, because that's how low their accounts are. Like the how low they are. That you don't make no money if you get somebody to work it either. So one thing I did learn from the franchise, and I kind of do it now, is I help business owners work my accounts so that they can learn how to deal with clients, so they can make some money while they're growing their own business. Just so you can just learn the ins and out, because it's really, like, it's not easy. It really isn't. It's nothing easy about having a cleaning company. How you doing, sir?
Pretty good. How are you?
You want to introduce yourself?
My name is Jonathan Garrett.
Okay.
Hello.
How you doing? I own a cleaning company for about 10 years now. This will be my 10th year in 2023. Yeah.
So tell me, you've been in business for 10 years.
Yes.
You know how to bid?
Nope. That's why I understand a little bit as far as like a way that I.
Tell us how you do it.
Personally, I go off of what my contracts, what I'm already.
You compare them.
Yeah, I compare it that way. How long it takes me to do a bathroom, I just put that in consideration of what any other bathroom would take me on then, and just try to work my way backwards then.
That's good, because that's how I started. Because I was a franchise owner, so all the different type of accounts that I had, when I started going after my own, I would compare it to one of my other buildings. And I would say, oh, but then that ain't the proper way to bid. But that's better than saying, I think I'll do it for that. You know, it's better to at least compare it to a building you've done before, so that you can say, because I'm going to tell you, you can do a walkthrough, and it depends on what type of eyes you have. You'll go through a walkthrough, and like somebody will walk through here and say, it ain't that bad. But then when you get in there, when you get in there, literally, you be like, oh shit, I underrated this. This is more than I thought. So you gotta kind of make a checklist of the things that go with general. And you ask your clients, if they don't mention it, you ask them. Because you want to, now let me say this. We as cleaning companies, we upsell too. Like we upsell too. Like for example, say you go and you do a walkthrough, you do the bid, and then the clients say, can y'all go in that you know that room? And I tell my clients, I don't know that room, because we didn't go in there. I ain't never see it, because we didn't go in there, you didn't show me that room, so nope, I don't know what you're talking about. I'll come see it though. And I go see it, and oh, okay, I'll just add this as additional service. Yeah, because see, you gotta be, and also you gotta be mindful when you do get accounts. You'll have a contact person, and then you'll have the employees. And you'll have an office manager, but she ain't the contact person, who want to tell you to do this, this, and this. And then you have to go to your contact person and let them know, like, your staff is taking me out of the scope of work. Do you want to add that? You know what I mean? And then sometimes you want to do the little favor. They got this one little room they want you to do. Okay, yeah, we'll do it as a courtesy. But if they ask you the very next week, oh, that need to go on the contract. Because now you're taking advantage. We don't work for free. We don't work for free. Every little thing is a cost. And every time, let me say this to you. One time I had, with the franchise, I had the Jewish Federation building in Oakland. They had 5 floors. And it was like you had to do floor 1 and 5 on Monday, and floor 2 and 3 on another day, and the odd floor was by itself. But you had to get trash through the whole building, each clean, right? So you could tell your messy Marvins from your people who are real neat. So meanwhile, it's not this floor's day, but I see this one desk that I know always keep their desk all nice, so I'll wipe it anyway. I got a complaint. I got a complaint because I touched their desk and it wasn't their day. Then I also found out from the franchise that when I do extra, I lower my pay rate because I'm there longer. So, you know what I mean? Like you doing that little extra stuff,
Right.
you losing money. You just took your pay rate from $20 to $10 or something like that. You know what I mean? So be mindful about, and also let me say this, don't do no extra stuff. If it's not in the scope of work, don't do it, because the moment you put somebody else in there and they ain't doing that extra stuff, you gotta complain. So do the scope of work only. Only.
Question, for the young man that came in, you missed the part. Do you have one employee or is it just you?
Just me.
So when she was talking about the bidding jobs, she said that when you go in, are you bidding because it's just you?
I bid as if I'm going to hire someone. So I kind of do like an hourly rate that I will be comfortable that I can, if I can.
That's correct, because that's what I shared with the ladies. Like, never bid a contract when you don't have no employees yet, as if it's just you. Because if you bid, and this is when I said, oh, I think I'll do it for that. Because if you bid just for you, when you go to hire somebody, you can't afford to even give it to them because you didn't account for 2 people. Always do every job. See, I like to team my people up, because if one don't show up, I got the backup. So I like to put 2 people on most of all my contracts. And at this point, we're higher, we got bigger contracts, so I could do that. Like the little ones that I was taking for $275, $300, them ones there, you really can't give to nobody. You really ain't gonna make no money if you do. And at this point, I give them up because I don't want them. So that money don't faze me. I'm going for what I'm doing. So always bid as if it's two. And what I was saying, when you bid though, you really gotta like do it, make a draft, do your numbers again. Always use your numbers. Like, for example, say the program told you to charge $600, say, for example. And then you times it by how many times you go there in a month, that'll tell you your number. Because say, for example, you charging somebody $600 for 3 days a week. Well, that's...
And two, don't do your contracts, cause that's how we got caught up, but how we got saved was on or.
Tell the problem first, you skipped it.
You know how like, when you do your contracts and you do them for monthly,
Okay,
you know, you just tell the customer monthly, but make sure in the proposal, you put how much you charge per day, because every month is not the same. Like
there's 30, 28 days and 31 days.
There might be, so
Yeah.
thankfully you were able to back bill and I was able to catch it, you know what I'm saying? But some days you have 20 business days and some days you have 24 business days in a month. You know what I'm saying? Or 22 or something.
Well,
like
I don't count the business days because I count the month, I count the weeks, how many times per week we go. I don't care what day of the week it is. We go 3 times, it's 3, 6, 9, 12 times we're gonna go in that building. So you figure, you do the math. Take your top number, 600 divided by 12. That's what you're gonna get per day. So you gotta make sure you do that first, so you know what your days look like.
Yeah, but some days some months start on Fridays. So like say.
No, you're missing the point.
No.
It's not, no, what I'm trying to say, it doesn't matter what day of the week it is. If it's a schedule clean, that's all I'm talking about. On your schedule cleans, per month, you would go there 12 times. I don't care if it starts on it balances itself. You're still gonna have those weeks. Now, that'll be an extra day to the 12, so that would make it 13.
That's what I was saying, make sure we're not proposing.
Yeah, but I'm trying to get you to the numbers.
That is the number.
No, I'm trying to get you.
I know what you said.
I'm trying to get you to see how you need to calculate what you want to get. Not we explained that you have to make sure you got all the days. So we clear on that. So now you want to make sure that I'm gonna turn this phone off. I can't get it. You want to make sure that, okay, let me see, calculator. Okay, so there's 12, okay, I did 600 divided by 12, that would be $50. So a lot of times we take that whole number and think that sounds good. But you gotta break it down to how many times you go there to see if it's good. Okay, so I did 600, let's do 1,000 divided by 12. $83, that still ain't enough. That still ain't enough, $83 a visit. So you gotta like keep playing with your numbers. Because when you don't know like how to do the measurements and stuff, do this. So for example, now we go up to 1,200 divided by 12. That's $100. That still ain't enough.
Well, how do you know what's enough?
What you worth? Am I gonna
Say that
clean
again.
whatever you're worth?
Okay.
Is you gonna clean 3 times a week for $100? Depending on the size of it, say it's a 2,000 square feet. We can measure this one. Let's see how big this building is. And this here is the measuring tool I use. It's a laser. I got a new one somewhere. This is how it comes. But I don't know why this one don't have a case. Mine's have a case. But you turn this on, and y'all can demonstrate and see how it works. But when you at a window like this, then you gotta turn to the wall side, so you don't get measurements outside. And you just follow the laser. It'll tell you how much. Like where I'm at right here is 33 feet. So y'all can, you want to see how this works? So you would measure your width and your length and your width with that. And you just record the numbers.
I just push this top button.
Yes, push the middle little round button, the red button, to get your laser on.
Are you gonna have them bid on this building?
Yeah.
I'm interested to see.
If it show an error, just hit it again.
Okay.
And I got an app. I want you guys to do it.
So this is 33 feet?
Mm-hmm. Oh, you got to do the width as well.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, and that's such an easy tool. Go straight back.
She's doing the width. She's trying to do the width.
Oh, you would do the width. Let me show you how you would do that. You would sit this like this and get it 16 feet.
So
But
your numbers are 33 and 16.
Mm-hmm.
What am I hitting this thing over?
33 and 16.
I have a question. I'm not a part of the conversation.
Okay.
But I'm curious.
Okay.
So what happens when you have like structures that are complex, like how you have this wall that goes in? So what happens when it's like that? Will the measurements be off or?
No,
Okay.
the measurements won't. The measurements is only in the length. It's not in the texture. It doesn't measure by the texture of the wall.
Okay.
It just measures the length. I seen you do
Let me
before.
see. I might help my daughter start her company.
I will be updated. Yeah, but bidding is so many different ways you could get your numbers. And when you're new, I'm trying to think of what I used to do when I first started and how I sometimes still do. Because sometimes it could take me 5 minutes to do a quote. Sometimes I gotta take a couple days because I gotta ponder on it. I gotta be like, and I'll get my numbers, then I gotta sleep on it. Then I say, I'll think of something else. And then I'll be like, yo, the big ones, you really gotta take your time. And then I'll be like, okay, it sat on me for a couple days. I'm good with that number. Send. But you have to really, like,
You gotta feel it.
yeah, like you gotta, yes, it's something about you just have to like be comfortable and you can sleep at night with that number. Yeah, cause you wake up and you be like, oh no, I forgot to add. And you know, and then you reread your notes. Now, do you guys take notes when you're on a walkthrough?
I do.
Let me show y'all, and this is, I guess, I don't know your pockets, I can't say what you can afford, but this is an app I use called Company Cam. And it separates all my projects, all my jobs. I have my before and after, from when I first do the walkthrough, I take my pictures. Then after we do it, I take my pictures and I send it to the client. Since I'm talking about pictures, be real mindful posting your jobs. Like, I'll post projects. I don't care about that. It's one time, and most times those clients don't care. But when you have reoccurring contracts, be real mindful of posting those sites. Couple reasons. A security issue. You might not want nothing in their building, but you don't know who wants something in their building. I also don't let my team report to whoever they talking to every time we change sites. Oh, we on our way to, no. You're not going to tell people where we're been and where we're going. That's a security issue. Like, you have to keep the anonymity with your clients. You have to keep your stuff a little on the down low. You can't just like show everybody your building and different stuff. So you gotta get permission. You don't want to lose your contract because you posted on people's building without their permission. And you're going there every day. You don't want to bring nothing on you that's going to bring distrust. Clients like to spend their money with who they know, who they like, and who they trust. Just think, people give you their keys, their code of their building. That's trust. And that's a high honor. And you got to protect your client's stuff. You know, because we hire people, I did a background check on a girl before I put her in the UPMC location. It was the whole hospital. And it didn't show that she had a retail. And here she going there stealing people's credit cards. You know, so, and another thing too, make sure that if you hire contractors that work with you, make sure they're insured. Make sure they have their credentials, because people are saying they're contractors and then you take them, okay, I'll give you my example.
That's a lot of cleaning companies.
Say you're gonna do a floor job for me. I'll take you to the walkthrough with me so you can see the raw scope of work and then ask you for your numbers. And then I get home and I call you and I say, you got your numbers? What? For that floor job? Yes! Do you got your numbers? Well, are they gonna have electricity there? I said, man, I don't think they're working in the dark. And then I think if you need lights to do what they want you to do, they're gonna get you some lights. I said, but that was the reason I took you to the walkthrough, so you could ask all your questions. I said, now you're asking me, you're holding up my proposal because now I got questions. Man, I'm gonna go ahead and submit my proposal, because I ain't asking them if we gonna have lights. So okay, like in another example, I see you on a job and the guy, actually, I got two stories, but I'm gonna share this one first. We had a T-Mobile store. We were just doing the windows. Now I'm short, but how about I could have reached the window without a step stool? But I gave the job up. I didn't want to do it. I got, and he said he not do windows. Now, mind you, there was tape across here, and it was tape down here. He asked me for some glue gun. Okay, I'll get you some glue gun, but here's the razor, which probably will get it better first. I wasn't there, so I could tell you what he did, and I wasn't even there. He sprayed the glue gun up here, and he sprayed it down here, and he let it all roll down the window. So, instead of cleaning this part, now he got to clean the whole thing. the windows were just like that. All he had to do, and had he really knew about windows like he said, because I went back the next day and redid them, because this is what he said to me. He said, it's hours later. I said, you still there? He said, yeah, and he said, and I can't, he said, and I done did the best I could do. What you mean, man? You did the best you could do. If you don't like it, the clients ain't gonna like it. You can't just leave your window. So the next day, I go there, and I can see the film from the gook on the window. So I just clean all the windows again, and how about I noticed in the windows, which he was really trying to get out, there's two, you know how the windows have the two glass? Mm-hmm. Well, inside of the glass was where the stage was at. Yeah. So you couldn't get that no way. I said, oh my goodness. So you gotta make sure that you know that they know what they're doing before you give them, just let them go with the job. Cause I'm like a little skeptical about this last walkthrough I went to the other day when the guy said, do they got lights? He did some floor jobs for me before, but this one, and mind you, the carpet is tile carpet. Actually, I took pictures. It looked a hot mess. It's like, you can't even see it, but, and that's just the one picture, let me see. Let me pull up the whole thing. Now this is, and you can swipe, and then look at this part. You have to swipe, and there's screws and drywall and all. It's a construction site, all kind of stuff on the floor. I said, man, because this is what he said. I said, well, did you get any numbers? He said, give me $400. I said, man, did you see all that stuff? I said, you gotta clean up before you can even start. Well, give me $5. It still wasn't enough. It still wasn't enough. One time, I had somebody say to me, they would do those T-Mobile windows for $40. I said, man, I ain't gonna let you do that for $40. Man, where did you get that from? Oh, I'm just looking out. No, don't do me no favors, man. Charge what you worth. You $40? I ain't doing no job for $40. I'm serious, like literally. At least say $100. $40. I didn't pay him $40. That's like. We block my blessings, give him $40, and I'm charging these people a couple hundreds, and he only want 40. So please don't do people favors. You can't do favors. You ain't in no position to do no favors. You don't even got no money. How you gonna do somebody a favor? And you putting your sweat equity into it. Trust me. That's all we got in this cleaning company is our sweat equity. And you got to make sure that it's worth your time. All right, let me let y'all see this real quick. Because we want to do this building. I want to prepare a bid for this building with this app that I want y'all to see. This app here, it has commercial, residential, and then where you have special bids, you could do disinfecting, cleaning, post-construction, apartment move-outs, strip and wax, scrub and recoat, machine scrub, window cleaning, pressure washing, carpet extraction, carpet bonnet, high-speed buff. And this here portion, this is just the calculator. This part will help you get your numbers, and this will tell you how many hours it will take somebody to clean it. It'll give you your your man hours. So you can put in the square footage in here, and let's do it. Put the square footage in here, and then you'll be able to know how, with the general, because this app will give you like the standard, the cleaning standard times and stuff like that. Like you was,
What is that?
Yeah, I was gonna ask her, what's the name of the app?
the app is called, well, it's my app. Actually, let me tell you how this came about. Like I told you guys, I had to go out of state to learn this industry because in this city there's no coaches, there's no mentors or anything. So I partnered with a business owner in Florida, and we're partners on this. It's a apprentice course, and there's a bidding app. The bidding app is $49 a month. This is the app I'm showing you guys. It's $49 a month, and you can either pay it for about monthly or $4.99 for the year. And then it also could come with a starter kit if you don't have equipment. And the starter kit can come with leads or no leads. Yeah, I brought the list of what's all in the starter kit. So with the apprentice program, I will guide you guys from where you're at to your EIN all the way to contracts. Because my excitement for you guys, and I wanted to really make this a jackpot meeting because, hi sir, how you doing?
Hi, how are you?
Good, you want to tell us who you are?
Yeah, sure. My name is Bill Osborne, and I work at the YMCA here.
Oh.
I just have an interesting story. Do you mind if I share
No,
this
I
with you for a
don't
minute?
mind. Share your story.
Okay, sure. Okay, I kind of brought my portfolio with me. I just grabbed it out of the car.
Okay.
But I was, I guess probably, I used to work at the Doubletree Hotel right downtown in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
And every day I'd be, going to work, and I would look around the city. I'm like, wow, this Pittsburgh's really cool. I was born here. I lived in South Florida. I lived in Miami Beach for 12 years.
Okay.
And to come back, just appreciate the city and its people and the architecture here. Anyway, so I got into this habit of like saying, okay, what's going to be the photo of the day, And I would start looking at things, and I'm like, okay, I need to take.
So you're an artist,
I'm a photographer.
because this is a cleaning class.
Okay.
I just because I seen you said your portfolio, and then you start talking about art. This is.
Oh, you guys are into a whole different thing.
We're just having a meeting.
Okay. Sorry.
We know the artist. This is the artist building,
Okay.
but we're having a meeting on cleaning. We're just using this facility for today.
Oh, okay. Can I finish this for a second?
Yes, you can.
Okay, just for 1 second. Because every time I come back here, I look at it and I'm like, well, I need this spot in here. Because I love the art. Anyway, Teenie Harris. Are you all familiar with him? Have you heard of him? Charles Teenie Harris? Teenie Harris, famous photographer. In fact, they have all his work at the Carnegie Museum.
Okay.
Okay, and he's a famous photographer. He was here in Pittsburgh. His shop was right across the street where the Y is.
Yeah.
So he's a very, very famous photographer. I mean, he grew up here in the Hill District.
For the Courier.
For the Courier, right, exactly. And I used to work for the Courier as well. Anyway, but every day I would go and take pictures. So I got like a whole portfolio of art that I've done.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so that's why I saw that. I said, oh man, maybe I'd like to see some of my stuff. But
You need to be talking to the lady over there at the piano.
Oh, the lady at the piano. Okay, all right. I'll be over there in a minute, lady.
Okay.
So, sorry to interrupt you, but I always wanted to have the opportunity to come inside and to look around because like I said, I park here every day and I look and I'm like, wow, cool stuff. So, and you all clean and stuff, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, that was one of my jobs at the hotel, director of housekeeping. So I'm into that whole cleaning thing. Okay.
Thank you.
Sorry to bother you.
That's okay.
So I can speak to the lady at the piano if I interrupt you.
Yeah.
No, not if your voice is on Gary, we're taking.
I'm
We can go
sorry.
outside. We can go outside.
We can step outside, are you sure? Sorry, thanks. Yeah, it's nice.
Yes.
Okay, here's what's in the starter kit. That's what's in the starter kit that starts you off, that we have everything. Can I ask you guys a question? Do you guys use color-coded towels?
I used to, but I ended up, because I couldn't keep finding the same colored microfiber rags that to keep a kind of system going, I ended up just going straight with a straight color. But
Okay, now let me tell you why you need to use color-coded towels. And then there's different vendors, but I order mine from Microfiber Wholesale. Microfiber Wholesale. You'll get a better price there than any of the vendors because that's where they're getting their stuff from. The reason you should use color-coded towels is to prevent cross-contamination. Okay, say for example, we clean this building and we clean the bathroom, but I want to wipe this counter. I know not that this is my colors. Blue is for bathrooms, green is for all-purpose, anything all-purpose, but blue for bathroom. I used to use yellow for stainless, but I just use green and blue. And I have a glass towel. But you want it, like say if I want to wipe that counter, you coming from the bathroom. I know not to use your blue towel because you clean bathrooms. So you want to prevent that from happening. Like if you're by yourself, you consciously know you did one towel, but if you have a team, you have to make sure that they don't cross-contaminate. The last thing you want them to do is wipe these counters with that bathroom towel. Yeah. So you want to get in the habit of using color-coded towels so that you don't cross-contaminate, because our job is to kill germs. And to tell you how passionate I'm about this business, we save lives. Like people count on us to kill the germs, especially since this COVID, more people are aware. But our job is to save lives. Kill germs. Like people don't know about dwell time. Y'all know about dwell time? Do you ever heard the phrase?
You said dwell?
Dwell.
I haven't.
Dwell time is say you spray the surface. Every chemical is different. And your dwell time is different. So depending on whatever chemical you choose to use, and if that's your consistent chemical, you need to learn what that dwell time is for that chemical so that you can kill germs. Because some people will spray and immediately wipe. You never gave the chemical time to work.
Right, you need to let it saturate a little bit.
How long is the question?
How long?
Because different chemicals have different dwell times. The chemical I use has 2 to 3 minute dwell time. Some got 10. That's why you gotta really pay attention to what chemicals you use. And read it, it'll tell you what their dwell time is. Because your goal is to kill germs. And never, listen, this will be the first way you'll lose a contract. People ain't paying you to straighten up. They ain't paying you to straighten up. If your building is cool today, do something else to get the building. Because it's like you have to kind of take those buildings as ownership, like they're yours. Because as long as you take care of it, it is yours. It's when you start slacking that you lose it. You know what I mean? And then a lot of business comes from referrals. So you have to, I don't care if it's your uncle, your aunt, your cousin. They give you a job, you got to do 110% before you think they're going to refer you to their friends. So you got to perform for everybody. Every client is as special as the next. You want to take care of your clients. You want to know their pain, and you want to make sure that you are what they hired you for. They don't want to have to worry about, ain't no toilet paper in the bathroom. Right. We got a cleaning company, we shouldn't be worried about toilet paper. You know, there ain't no soap in there. A lot of times if you do bathrooms, your job is to fill up the toilet paper, the paper towels, and the soap. If you do a kitchen, you should always do their microwave. inside their microwave. They're never gonna clean that themselves. And that thing would be so bad you wouldn't dare put no food in there. I remember one time at the Mount Lebanon Public Safety Building, they had a microwave in there. Simple bleach cleaned it up. But the lady, she seen me later when she was leaving for the day. She said, "Did you clean that microwave?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." She said, "We was about to throw that away. That's been like that since 1976. I said, "Oh, she went at that far. That's been like that since 1980 or something," she said. They was gonna throw it away. All I did was spray bleach in it. It got all that food off of there and it was like brand new. You know, and then a lot of times clients drink coffee, and this is one of my peeves. I don't like to leave your pot with all that coffee film. And some people complain, some don't, but you'll have less complaints. I heard a story where the guy cleaned the coffee pot and the client was mad because they liked the old taste of the old pot. But that to me, those are signature opportunities. Like, I like to leave a signature. So I like the signature to be something that they're not expecting. Like the coffee pot, for example. Clean up, oh shoot, coffee pot clean today. Stuff like that they will just notice. I like to do stuff. And that's not what I call extra. Because if you clean the kitchen, the coffee pot's there, that don't really ain't extra to me. It's just, you don't have to do it every clean. Just do it till you see it get built up again, which ain't back to back. So y'all want to practice and try to do this building? Yeah, I want to. All right, you jump right up. I'm gonna let you start. And I'm gonna let you pick whatever you want to.
Microfiber wholesaler.
Microfiber wholesale. That's .com. And let me say this to you guys too. Do you have any relationships? 1 second. Any relationships with any vendors?
Coker and Turtle.
Okay.
Oh yeah, well I use those them as well.
Do you have credit with them?
No.
They'll give you credit. If you spend with them, they will give you credit. Mm-hmm. That's building relationships.
Okay.
It's also building your business credit.
Right. Well, they don't report it to nothing, so it ain't gonna build nothing, but.
Oh, they don't?
No.
Oh, okay.
But it still is an opportunity. You get a new account, you need a mop bucket, and you need some other stuff. You could go get it and you ain't got no money.
That part.
Yeah. So you want to build relationships, and then there's a few vendors in this city. Just build relationships. Build relationships. That's the key to this whole business period. You build relationships with your clients. Build relationships with your vendors. You build relationships with your team. It's all about building relationships. You know, okay, you pick I need you to pick.
Okay.
Hit it, whatever one, hit it, see what it bring up. You don't like it, go back to here and pick another one. Oh, we don't have service. Okay, there we go. Okay, that's a commercial building.
So this is where I put 300.
Okay, it was the 33, but this is carpet. This floor wasn't carpet, so keep going.
Per floor.
Yeah. And we measured
16.
33
And then the width.
long. So do 3,300. Hi, Brian.
Hey.
Okay, well, there's toilets here. Let's go find them. I used to have this fear that if I charged what I thought was fair, they was gonna say no.
I call May an order.
Do it anyway. Because let me tell you why you should do it anyway. Because say you don't do it and you lower it, you already said 400 is what I'll do. You didn't go up, you didn't go down. That was your number. So if that's your number, you don't want to negotiate it down
Right.
because you already gave them you already in your mind said I gave them a deal.
Right.
So you don't want to take it down no more. You want to go up if anything.
So what did she get, 400 for this building?
She said 400. Well, it said
How many days?
no. We did it for 2 days, and it said $123 a clean.
Oh, okay.
That's what the calculator said. And in a building like this, all you're doing is mopping the floor, cleaning the bathroom, wiping out.
Yeah.
So that worked for $123
Would be too much.
I would
at
say.
$16 an hour.
Probably not too much for you.
Do it say how long it would take?
Can I give you a call back? I'm in a
I
seminar.
think it do tell you how long it'll
Give you
take.
a call.
He says 2 days a week.
Right.
Okay.
Production rate. Estimated hours. It takes 1 hour and .62 minutes. It said to do it.
I think that's fine.
See now, when you just a little tip.
Mhm.
When I never take the exact number any bidding apps give me.
Mhm. Mhm.
I just don't. I gotta buffer it a couple something. And then it's also determined based off of what your profit margin is. If you set it at 50%, 40%, 30%, 20%,
Mhm.
that's where you play with the wiggle room. How much profit percentage do you want to make off of each contract? So you want to think about that, and a bidding app will help you do that. When you use any type of bidding app, all you have to do is fill in the blanks. And it do everything for you. It word it for you, it present it for everything. All you have to do is plug in the numbers. And so plugging in the numbers is the part that you have to master, because you want to be able to like cross check your numbers in different ways. You can do it with the square footage, then you can do it by just your experience, what you think it would take, how many people. It'll help you do your man hours. It'll tell you how long it estimated it would take you to do it. But then also you got to think about who you may put in there. Is they strong or is they not? A strong person might could do it in 1.62. Somebody who's not strong might take a little longer than that.
You're like,
So-
if you hire me, give me extra hours.
but see, this is how I do today. Cause see how she said that? I'd rather pay her a rate than put her on hourly.
See?
Because people will work your clock. And another thing too, and this is my experience, before I had any time clock systems, I used to have people send me their time. And as you growing, you probably slacking on your inspections. And so you take it on the word that they went to work every day. And they send you their timesheet. And that's what happened. And then when I went to go to my building, I walked through the building, they said, y'all still come here? I said, what? He said, y'all still come here? I said, what, do they been here? Mind you, he's turning in these timesheets. And so I went to my attorney and she said, that's still in time. You don't have to pay him. And I didn't pay him and I ain't heard from him since. So what I do now is I use a time clock system, and I have an incident right now that I'm gonna go deal with after this meeting, because I have a person who didn't use the time clock. Mind you, I emphasize and I stress that you must use my time clock, because you can't give me your time in my phone. No messages. I pay for a service. and you guys need to use it. So here the guy started the job. He's a rehire. I'm not doing no more rehires. He's a rehire, and here he gives me the sheet of paper from when we first talked, the dates. Not when he first started, when we first talked, which was in September, but he didn't start until October. So he sends me this timesheet from September
And he ain't do
to
nothing.
October. Talking about am I gonna cash out?
Wow.
I said, man, I gotta verify this stuff first. Here, the guy who he replaced didn't even leave until October the 3rd. But he got September up there. And mind you, I didn't really want to hire him back because he's not reliable, but he assured me that he's straight now, and family settled, all this. But he wasn't reliable again. So I know good and well, you ain't worked all them days and ain't punching on my time clock and think I'm going to pay you because your word? I ain't that, I don't know, where you get that from? I'm never going to pay you on your word. Especially when I don't trust you in the first place. Because you ain't reliable. See, that'll make you lose your contract. That will make you lose your contract. When people don't show up, I don't care. You don't not go to my building without letting me know so I have time to replace you. Or go myself. Don't tell nobody. And then I'm caught with my pants down when the clients say, nobody showed up. Look at my time clock system. I say, oh, I don't see it. But shit, I don't see you nowhere. Like, yeah, so I'm just saying, like, there's too many tools. And I still don't have a back-end office team. It's just me, administration, just me. There's too many tools to use to help you. And trust me, the tools is better than the people. Because you hire the people and they don't do the work and you just waste your money. Try the tools first.
So this was good stuff, right? Come on, give it up.
Absolutely.
So she showed you the tool to measure, which was pretty cool. I need to get one of them just for myself. She showed you the tool and going to tell you how you can get the app to bid your jobs. Because I think some of you, I know me, I be in there like, all right, give me 5. But underbidding or whatever we're doing. The next tool I want to ask you about, because somebody in the crowd asked. Okay, so you gave us how to measure, you gave us how to bid the jobs. Where do we go find the jobs?
Me. Me. I'll help you find, I'll teach, listen. This was my intent coming here, and I ain't gonna lie. I'll give you guys some contracts till you learn and feel comfortable enough to go on your own. And I'm really hoping, because Westmoreland, I don't take as much because nobody's gonna drive out over there.
Yeah.
I could sew that area up. I just don't have nobody go out there.
Got me now. But I do have a question as well. How do you determine if a job is going to go off of square footage or hourly? And I just asked that because when I first started off, like, I was clueless on how to do the bidding.
It's always hourly.
It's okay.
And I say that because it's always hourly because you got to pay somebody. The bid doesn't be based off of hourly or square footage per se. What it is, okay, use this building for example. What do your eyes see for this building? And forget everything we talked about.
As far as how much I would want paid for this, for doing this?
Just off your eyes.
Restaurant, kitchenette, floor.
Windows?
No,
Because that's an add-on,
the client ain't gonna add. They don't add.
Wow.
I would say like for one day, like maybe 150.
See, I was gonna say $100. I bet I.
Well, the
would
app
for
said
100.
123.
Probably bid it for 100.
The app said 123 for the square footage that we calculated.
Right.
We buffed it because we didn't do the hallway and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So we did 3,300 square foot,
Mm-hmm.
and it gave us $123 a clean.
How many hours?
It said
1.62.
1.62.
Well, it would take me longer than that.
It wouldn't take you that long,
I'm
no.
gonna sit
'Cause
down.
no. You would dust mop this floor,
Uh-huh.
dust mop this floor. Bathroom take you 15 minutes.
Really?
Yeah. Like there's cleaning times, and I can get that for you guys for everything. Like how long we should take. But this app will give you your production rate, at least an estimate of what you think it'll take.
So if you had a building like this, and I'm not in the business, you know,
Okay.
as you know, if you had a building like this and you say, all right, I'm gonna round up and pay somebody 2 hours, right? How do you keep that person who works for you engaged that, you know, I mean, because, you know,
I know what you're saying.
some people is cool with making like 10 or 15 bucks an hour for 2 hours a day, but then some people may be like, I need a little bit more money. So how do you keep that particular person engaged if they're only getting 2 hours for this particular building?
This is why I changed my business structure. I'll pay people by the hour if we're on a big construction project. But if I give this account to somebody, I pay them a rate. So say I give 400 for this building, I'll give them 60, I'll take 40. And that way I don't gotta worry about you didn't show up for $30 for clean, right?
Because they have a little bit more investment in it because they're getting a little bit more money.
Yes.
So essentially, you're turning into like the subcontractor slash like
Like a franchise.
like a staffing agency, sort of kind of
Yeah,
not a staffing per se, but
Versus a franchise, it's more like staffing, but in essence, my objective is to help you guys grow the right way. Not go through all the mistakes that I made. Listen, had I had a coach or a mentor, I wouldn't have made those same mistakes.
man,
You know, like I introduced the app to you guys, but I'm starting a mentor program.
I love it.
I'm
So I
starting.
got a question, Karen, just so I can better understand. So the app said that this building would be $123
Per clean.
per claim. Now, you already told us, so you're gonna go up, so, okay, so you bid on this job for $150. You call me up, no, I call you, hey Karen, you got any work I can do? How much would you pay me an hour?
If I got 150 a clean, I would give you 50 or 60.
She's not interested in having employees anymore. Her whole concept is subcontracting out, where it's like a staffing agency, but she's, you know, kind of like what people do with construction jobs, right? Like I get the big contract and I get somebody else to do the work, and I keep a small percentage for me.
Right.
I help build them up. And
Yes.
That's what you're doing. But what about if folks don't wanna, like, what part of your program, say I don't want to subcontract for you,
Then you will be broke while you learning.
Whoa. No, you didn't.
I mean, because
What
you
about if I've been in the business, say 5 years, and I'm struggling a little bit, but I still wanna be my own company, I still wanna be able to go out and bid jobs, where do I go and find those? Or are you gonna tell me one day when you start liking me more, because we're building a relationship?
when the people who are in my mentor program, they will know that. I will teach them that.
Okay.
And
That's
then
what I was thinking.
there's different certifications that you want to get so that you can be on their list. There's so many lists you can get on. You know, and the reason too why I want to like kind of back off the janitorial space and deal with contractors is because I want to go into government contracting. I want to go focus on, I'm certified as a government contractor. So I want to go focus on that, and then I can really give you guys some nice stuff. But I don't want to do janitorial for the government. I want to do supplies. But if the janitorial opportunities come up, I'm not going to turn them down.
I see
So
what you're saying.
yeah, so I'm trying to. I planted a lot of seeds in these 11 years, and they are blooming. I can't even handle what comes at me. And mind you, I'm not even looking for accounts because we're on the top of the list in Google. Work is coming to me. So until I can get in position, I'll go after all that stuff, and then I can spread it out. You know what
So
I
what
mean?
about someone who's looking to start their, and that's what these folks are here, they're entrepreneurs, they're starting their businesses. So what I'm hearing you say, because I might even do it, I'm not sure. So my daughter, for example, she wants to have multiple,
Streams of income.
so she likes to clean other people's stuff, not her rent, but that's my story. But, so I told her about this, so she can do this under her Boss Girl LLC anyway. My question to you is, how can you help her?
Well, it starts with getting set up for your business, making sure you're set up properly, make sure you have insurance.
There you go. And then calling me later, or how does that work?
Well, just so you guys know, I don't like got accounts sitting over here that I ain't give to nobody, but I have accounts that I can switch people around. You know what I mean? And then I have a lot of opportunities that I'm waiting to close. You know, because you can get a lead, you can go to the walkthrough, but the whole test is closing it.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Sealing the deal. That's where the relationships come in at. Building relationships. I build relationships on the first phone call. We be like, we friends. Hey, yeah, girl, yeah. A couple times we was talking so much, I was like, I forgot I was talking to a potential client. I did, because that's what I give them that smile in my voice when I'm on the phone.
I can attest to the dopeness of Karen. You know, prior to me taking on my new position as a director of organization, I was a manager of a workforce development program downtown for 18 years. Basically a welfare work program, you know, programs working with people who had records and people was just getting out of jail, trying to get back on their feet. I know over the course of a couple years, Karen probably hired 30 people from us. And a lot of times it was no extensive, probably should have been for a couple people, but you know, it was hey, you send them to us, they can start tomorrow, basically, you know, after a couple questions. But you know, as far as her getting opportunities, I've kind of seen how she's grown over the last 10 years, you know, from going residential, commercial to construction sites, et cetera, et cetera. So when she says, you know, she probably turns down more contracts than she actually accepts.
I do, because I can't fulfill them. Let me tell you a story.
Before she tells the story, let me just tell you this about the outside. It's 11:47. We sit to 12, but I want to give her time to tell her story. Plus, for those who